Comedians in cars getting coffee. 3 of my all-time favorite things. Now, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee is a TV show run by Jerry Seinfeld that originated on Crackle, ran for a lot of seasons, and is now on Netflix. Now, I'll be the first to admit that Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, I'll just call it Comedians in Cars because that's a goddamn mouthful, has a lot of problems. It's at times very pretentious. It's a very niche show. I'm not a big fan of Jerry Seinfeld. The episodes are only 10 to 15 minutes, yet somehow are still pretty boring. But after all of that, I still find it to be an incredibly enjoyable show. I think it's because it's not necessarily who hosts it. I've watched Jerry's show, not a big fan of it. I've never laughed at his stand-up, and I watch a lot of stand-up comedy, but it's not really about the host. You could have any 2 comedians up there, and it's all about their conversation. It's all about the flow, the natural jokes that they do. And this is about 3.5 hours of raw footage cut down to 10, sometimes I've seen 8 minutes. At the most I've seen 15. And it's cut down to that, to all the best stuff. Every now and then they'll have slight lulls and awkward conversations and just bits of nothing to show that it is a natural day. Jerry finds a car. He usually tries to suit it to whoever the guest is that day. He goes, he picks up his guest, they get coffee, they talk, and then that's the show. It's designed to be 8 minutes so that it can be a web series. And over time it's evolved, it's gotten a bit longer, but that's essentially what it is. It's a web series that Crackle originally wanted you to be able to watch on your phone. The reason I say that it's sometimes pretentious is sometimes it just feels like Jerry Seinfeld, a rich-ass motherfucker, going to get his friends and then just getting paid for it. Like, hey, I'm going to go get coffee with this guy I used to do a show with for 9 years, made $800 million, and then you're just going to pay me more money for it. How's that sound? Despite that, though, it's still very enjoyable because it's the comedian aspect. These guys have been doing this for years. Some of them have been doing it 10 years, some of them have been doing it for 50 years. And they don't know how to do anything in life without being entertaining at this point. If I'm being honest, the car aspect doesn't really matter, but it's a nice little input in there. It adds, 2 minutes into the beginning of a show, which is needed sometimes if it's only 10 minutes long. But if you can get over the pretentiousness, the sometimes boring nature of it, the fact that it's really short, I know I'm really selling this, but if you can get over all of that, it's a very enjoyable show. Now, it's not a very enjoyable show to everybody. It's an extremely enjoyable show to me, but I absolutely love comedians. I'll watch nothing but comedy movies. I'll watch stand-up. I know most of these guys in this show, so to me, it's like a dream show. I just get to watch the people I've been watching for years. Some are my even heroes, my idols from my childhood. I get to watch them just hang out, and that's really nice. So if that's something that sounds appealing to you, I can guarantee you'll like this. If you like Louis C.K., you'll like the 15 minutes he gets hanging out on a boat, drinking coffee, bullshitting with Jerry Seinfeld. It's more natural than a talk show. They don't go into their act. They don't seem like they're being interviewed. And although to some people that would be kind of boring, it's really nice to watch. It's more relaxing. It's something to just kind of put on in the background. I don't laugh hysterically, but I get a good chuckle out of it. So, in the end, I'm going to give this show a 6.5 out of 10 because this is a very niche show. Even though I would love it, and I know a lot of people out there would love it, I can name just as many people that would love it that would also think it's the stupidest thing ever. So, if you like what you saw here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other reviews.